Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday D&D time. I'm ready. I don't know why. I just feel so drained. I guess I'm like fixing my sleep schedule, or maybe it's just one of those days. Maybe it was dinner. I don't know. But like, I had a full pot of coffee this morning. Had a Red Bull a couple hours ago. I'm still feeling it. But D&D will probably wake me up. High energy action game like D&D. DMing is definitely what's the word? I guess stressful. Pressure, maybe the word. No, you guys know what I'm saying. DMing will put you, keep you engaged, I guess would be the word. Let's see, this game's starting in 4 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the voice. We're still missing some people. For shame, we're missing 3 people. Unbelievable. Friday, like the Friday group is fully ready before I am. Like they're already in the voice chat 30 minutes before game talking about what to do. Thursday is just not in it. Their heart's not in it, Oh, should we just axe them? No, I'm kidding. I love my Thursday group. On that note, I'm gonna hop in.
I have less, of course.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
Hello. How we doing?
Cure wounds, detect poison, disease. Healing word or guiding bolt? Or do I have spiritual weapon yet?
You used that in the last combat, right?
Yeah, but like it's been a long rest. So let's see. Should I maybe let's just go healing word just in case.
Hello, Kingsley.
And perhaps hold person. Right. That's the spells all sorted out.
Are you prepping your spells for the day?
Yep.
Should find out what you're up against before you start prepping.
But
what's up, Beef?
I wouldn't know what I'm up against.
You're about to find out.
Okay, but like when I wake up, or when I get out of my trance, I think I would have already prayed for my spells, right?
You don't have to. Well, I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to right away. You can delay your prep. Up to you. Do you. I don't want to.
So like, I just save the last words of the prayer for when I really need it.
You do you, man. What is the stream? I just randomly found it. It's a D&D game. We just started. Well, the stream just started a few minutes ago.
Switch classes. I'll just switch class.
The stream just started a few minutes ago. This is an ongoing D&D game with some people in the community. And there's not going to be a lot of chat engagement. If you ask questions, I won't get to them right away, but I'll try to get to them. Like if you have like questions or otherwise it's just, watching. Otherwise it's just streaming my D&D games. I like to stream them because I like having a log of my games. It's not super engaging with the chat, but you're more than welcome to hang out. Also, there's a Discord. That's a lot more engaging. But welcome. You're welcome to hang out. I'm going to unmute. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I was talking to chat.
Gotcha.
No worries.
I have switched class off screen. I am now a warlock.
You did it off.
I just want to play a warlock, man.
You are going to be I think you're gonna be upset about this session. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. You're still a gift.
Sorry, what was your class? Oh yeah, you were a fighter, right?
Yeah, sci-fighter.
Okay.
I just want to use the funny spell.
Eldritch Blast, you mean?
Yeah,
or
funny. Yeah,
we just advanced to 4th level. You could have taken Spell Sniper and gotten.
No, that's not thematic though. I gotta pick Gift of the Gem Dragon because it works like really well with like what I'm doing. Like sure, like it's not like the name of the feat doesn't like really scream like what I'm going for, but like the effect of which very much so does.
I think I know what you're talking about. Psionics?
Yeah.
I can dig it. All right, I guess we're just waiting on Chepe and Ian. They're on the way. Give them a few more minutes.
Sounds good. But yeah, the Githyanki are well known for their psionic abilities, so I mean,
that's what I'm going for, kind of.
Yeah.
What is doing that? Oh.
Welcome, Geese. Let's see if I can read this. Geese? Your name says Geese.
Oh my god, the print completed.
I did pick Pact of the Blade.
Did you type that? Because
it doesn't really do anything for me. Because I have astral knowledge, so I can become proficient with great swords anyways. So I'm kind of set.
Thank you. I think there's a different. I think it's kind of.
It won't do skill with charisma, which I am. It's tragic.
Okay,
yeah, you got it.
Yes, a travesty of the highest proportions.
I don't know, man. If I was going to focus Eldritch Blast, I think I'd probably go like Pact of the Tome, maybe Pact of the
Chain. I wanted a reason to pick Pact of the Blade.
I hate mechanics, or I hate builds, D&D build conversations.
That and then that. The thing is, like, none of the warlock ones are really just straight up improve your spells. Like, they all do different things that are very unique. None of them are, but actually, Pact of the Talisman is kind of underwhelming. As I'm using it in another game, and it is very underwhelming.
I don't think Pact of the Talisman works good. It doesn't work well at all unless you're not the person who uses the talisman.
Yeah, I gave it to other people. It's in Chepe's game. It's just that it's never.
Hello. Hey, speak of the devil. What up, Chepe?
Yeah, sorry about that. Discord had an update.
You're good.
God damn it, Discord.
Talisman is pretty meh if you don't homebrew it to be better. Listen, I'm the DM. All right?
Yeah,
that is true. I don't care what the book says.
Since you're the DM, can hold on. So, wait, you can switch invocations on a level up, correct? If I remember correctly.
I guess so.
Oh no!
Y'all want to hear something awesome?
What's up?
Yeah.
DM flexing my DM powers. I've got a School of Transmutation wizard on Friday, and let's be honest, minor alchemy is lame. So I gave them the fabricate spell at will.
That's
improve.
Cool.
Yeah. They can do their alchemy. They can do their regular alchemy with fabric. Wait, it is fabricate, not creation, right? Fabricate's the one you could just make stuff.
Yeah.
I always get fabricate and creation. Yeah, choose raw materials. You could see you could fabricate. So basically, they could choose raw materials that they can alchemy into whatever they want. It's pretty cool. Isn't that freaking awesome? They just fabricate at will.
I have a DM qualm.
A qualm with me?
No, not with you. A qualm with rules. Sorry, my bad.
So I got a problem. I got a problem.
I got a problem with you. I have a bone to pick with you. So
you got beef with me.
Yeah. That's why my name's Beef.
All right, go ahead.
You can't what is it? Make a great sword a packed weapon because it's can't do any weapon with a heavy. And
Go
since
for it.
all right, cool.
Go for it.
There we go.
Wait, you can't do it with heavy weapons?
Nope.
All right, don't tell my DM, my other DM.
Oh, it's just
Because
a way of messaging them.
Maybe that's a Baldur's Gate feature, not a.
It's about to snitch.
About to snap.
Oh, wait, I think my DM watches these streams. You don't have to laugh at my pain. That's not quite necessary.
What else would we?
Wait, are you saying, Benji, that you
Yes.
can't have a heavy weapon in that game? That your DM is totally watching the stream?
I don't. Well, I didn't know that you can't have heavy weapons for packed weapons. Is that not the case?
I don't know.
He's fucking with you, dude.
I don't feel like checking. That's just what Beef said, and whatever. Sure.
Okay.
Take
Well,
I might be thinking of Baldur's Gate because I'm reading it right now and I'm dying. Like I can't get past the
No.
second paragraph.
I use a
It's
great
fine.
sword in
Use
Baldur's
great-
Gate as my packed weapon. So.
It's fine. Use a great weapon, or use a great sword. Speaking of great swords, somewhat unrelated. I just finished Lies of P.
Is there a
Great
sword
game.
in that?
So you guys know me. I like my starter weapon. I like to take my starter weapon all the way to the end. And you get to choose. Like, I chose the great sword as my starter weapon. And the great sword has this unique ability where, well, it's not unique. There's a lot of weapons with it, but it has the ability to auto parry. You could spend mana to parry. And it's got a huge parry window. Like the next attack that would hit you, you just parry it. And the last boss is like a really parry heavy boss. It's tearing me up. So I pulled out Old Reliable, pulled out my starter weapon. It was max level. And I was like, all right, give this a shot. Just steamrolled this last boss. It felt like cheat because I was like heavy parry build. That's like my thing. I like Sekiro. I like parrying. And this boss is like parry heavy. And I was just able to like spend mana and just auto parry. Like, suck it. just
Nice.
wreck this boss. It's like the hardest
Unfair.
boss in the game, and just shoot through it.
Unknowingly created the perfect thing to just demolish it.
I legit thought about making a video. Like, hey, here's how to beat the brakes off the last boss, because it is like the hardest
form.
boss. And I was struggling with it for a minute, and then it was like pulled out the old starter weapon with the ability's called guard. Oh, it's good. Anyway, all right, we missed a week, so we gotta scrape the rust off.
Based off of the information you gave us last time, half of my notes for all of our sessions are just last session.
Well, thank you for volunteering. What did we do last week? Start us off. You don't have to be super specific. Just kind of like give us an idea what was going on. I'm not gonna like quiz you on NPC names or anything. I just want to kind of get.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, Dragon, start us off.
Okay, so we made our way over to the Stonehill Inn. We saw that the Bard Jules was hitting on Elsa. There was a Nijima katana on the wall that belonged to a rune knight who turned out to be Trelina, who was the wife of Tublin, the proprietor of the place. She ran the kitchen pretty much. Had a blood rune on it. Sorry, you said I don't have to be very detailed. Sorry.
Broad strokes. Just because we missed last session, let's just get us like on track.
questioned Sebastian and Walter, a couple of old men that were chilling at a table in there. They were arguing about how to hold a fishing rod. They hadn't heard from Morgan, the woodworker, who turned out was a rather large man who kind of matched the description of the body we found in a long while. We had Ryan, the red brand, sitting over in the corner watching the bar alone. There was this old man, Ernest, just staring ahead. He'd lost his wife and was just out of it. Let's see.
That's
Jules
plenty.
the Bard. Sorry.
That's plenty. No, you're good. Crass, what else did we do once we left Stonehill?
Once we left Stonehill. Now, is this just referring to 2 sessions? Like, it's 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, the session before last. Like I said, you don't have to be specific. Just kind of like, oh, I remember we did this. This was relevant kind of thing. You don't got to be like, oh, this NPC. Super specific.
Yes.
Just a location and a general idea what we did at that location would be fun. Or you can pass if you don't remember.
My notes are a bit everywhere. They're mainly broke down by NPC and there. So don't. Is that when we went to the smithy?
We did go to the smithy.
Okay. So that's where we are. Okay, so we went to the smithy and we talked to Dunmore and Pip at the smithy.
Yes, we did.
After going to, we found out that Dunmore hates mages, and he does fit the description of a very heavy man.
Yes, he does. Pause real quick. Chepe, you are typing like
Ooh, sorry.
Them MX blues are
I'll mute.
or clacking. All right, go ahead, Crash.
Better that way, Chip. Found out the description of him that he does fit a very heavy man. And we also found out that Morgan the woodworker was in fact a criminal at some point. And that is how Dunmore sees him. Dunmore does like Lenine and as an individual, wasn't like, super, he said she's a bit much for him, but is more favorable toward her. Then talking to Pip, found out that the burn was an accident by Pip himself, and that he has some sort of sorcery involved and innate magic that he hides from them.
Good stuff. Yes. Take an inspiration. Dragon, you can also take an inspiration. And Benji, finish us off with the big event that happened, like the significance.
Okay, so I was able to, so I decided to go and inform, hold on. I informed.
What's her name? No, it's fine. The cleric. You're good. Daria.
Yeah, the cleric, Daria. Yeah. Yeah. About the body of Dunmore, I think.
Morgan.
No, Dunmore's Morgan. Yeah, Dunmore's the smith, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So we informed her about Morgan's death, and we got her to come with us to cast Speak with Dead, where we learned a pretty significant amount of information.
Yes, we did. And I posted, and we posted the questions. Might have to scroll up. I'm actually gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reply to this so that people can get to it easier. First question: how did you die? I'm just gonna go over these real fast. First question: how did you die? He says, I don't know, man, but my throat really hurt. Why were you staying at the inn, the Stonehill Inn? He said, love, my friend. Was it with me? Gariel asked. As fun as it would be, no, it was with someone else, not Gariel. Who were you staying at the inn with? Elsa. Who would want you dead? I'm a bad mother effer, and I've done a lot of bad stuff to a lot of people, was the answer. All right. And with that,
not really the answer we were looking for, but an answer nonetheless.
We're going to start off at the Stonehill Inn in the morning. breakfast is served. Today it's sausages, and biscuits with some grits. Southern breakfast today. And there's a letter. Actually, let me move y'all over to the stone. Nah, we're fine.
Wait, hold on, Sam. We also fought a bugbear and found two bugbears, and we found a bugbear egg.
Owlbears.
Bugbears lay eggs?
Owlbears.
Yeah,
no, owlbears.
Yes, we did. We did kill some owlbears. Forgot about that. Thank you.
And now we have a owlbear egg that I'm incubating with the cuddly Strixhaven mascot.
And an additional bag of holding.
Oh, yes, that's also the case. But I don't think that's as important as the owlbear that we have.
And you're -1 bag of holding, so net 1 bag of holding.
With that being said, Kachatruk, you with us?
Yes.
Am
I? Yeah, I'm here.
Toblin, yes, you're here. Toblin tells the party that you've received a letter. Whoever's eating breakfast, whoever shows up first for breakfast. Hey, do you know this guy, Kachatruk? I got a letter. A letter came for him this morning.
That would be me.
Yeah, that's the gift over there.
He hands you a letter written in common and a small wheel.
Yeah, small wheel.
Do I recognize what that wheel is?
You do not. It looks like the wheel of a carriage.
Oh, okay.
Is it like is it written in Tirsu, Gith? Because that's what Gith.
I was just about to tell you. Yes, you recognize this. But first, your letter.
So,
all right. See it. All right.
Did it pop up?
Yep. Has gone rogue. We suspect the creature has fallen to Gake influence, but we can't be certain. Your assistance will be rewarded, proportional to your contribution. The attached tier disc will provide directions. May flat gifts will be done. Gotcha. What does the wheel hold?
Directions.
Gotcha. Where would these directions point to?
Several days travel west.
Gotcha. There's a red dragon on the loose. We must slay it.
How can you be sure this is not some sort of subterfuge?
The name says it all. And he would hand oh my god, I'm sorry, it's been 2 weeks. I'm forgetting names. Hand Antoine. Yes.
That's your name.
Your own name.
Kachatruk the Mad. Apparently.
Yeah. Wait, what's going on?
you were go ahead. Finish.
No, like the name at the bottom would say otherwise. That's what I was going at. But yes, this technology is a steer-through disc. Gith generally are the only ones to have such a technology. So I would imagine that we are not being led on.
Okay.
So what I hear is that somewhere yonder, your people have lost control of a dragon that you brought here.
Not
for your own use.
No, we did not lose control of it. Gake gained control of it. There's a difference.
Do you have control over this dragon?
No, Gake do.
Did you have control over this dragon at one point?
Not me.
But did your race?
Yes.
Didn't lose it. It was stolen.
So you lost control.
Stolen. It was stolen. Yes, that is a good point.
What's up?
Does this demonstrate any
Justin? Hey,
urgency?
I would think that you would have more careful an eye on your possessions, especially if they are red
Why
dragons.
are you talking to me as if I were the one to lose it? It was stolen.
It's because this is a very inconvenient time for your people to lose a dragon.
You are blaming me for something I did not do.
Honestly, you could have stopped at me. But in all seriousness, this seems like an important situation, regardless of the genesis of the danger.
Oh, they added more to the Gith dictionary. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm nerding out.
Is this something that needs to be done right now?
I would say so. It is up to you. I cannot do it alone. This is most likely an adult red dragon. I would imagine, and if it's under a geek control, that doesn't spell good for the rest of the people of the material plane.
I know he has said it kind of on the side, but everyone noticed that he is asking for help.
Out of character, you can tackle this. You can tackle this dragon at your own leisure.
Gotcha.
I see no reason to do this at this point. We have a man who was murdered quite brutally. Why should we come to your assistance?
Imagine
when the gift will not come to ours.
Imagine
in helping
all the others that will be murdered if we don't stop this dragon.
He makes a good point. I guess
an adult red dragon. An adult red dragon. We will do nothing. We will not even be a bump in the road against such a creature.
Especially with that attitude.
I prefer to think of myself as a realist, not an idiot.
I prefer the word. Oh my god! I was just looking at it. My bad. I'm stuttering.
I was going to say.
English.
I think if we do decide to go after this dragon, I do think two things, but at least one thing would be highly prudent to do before we leave this town. Specifically, we should speak to this cleric Gariel and see if she has the ability to preserve the body from further decay. Because if we
I could do that.
Oh.
Yes, it is far within the scopes of my abilities.
We should do that regardless, because the longer it decays, I mean, surely this is the most crucial piece of evidence we have.
Yes, that seems to be the case.
I would say that's
Sam?
the first order of business.
Can I cast augury?
Yes, you can.
What would happen if we fought this dragon?
We'd be fighting the dragon?
Nothing of value will be lost.
I don't know what are you looking for? It's a wheel or woe. You fight a dragon. It will be a difficult encounter. It'll be fun. It will distract you. It will distract you from the murder mystery, but it'll be fun combat.
Real.
I'm ready for both. So yeah, I'm ready for there's plenty to do here in town. You know what? I would like it. I would like to put it closer just so we don't put so many days between. So let's do a day's travel. I also don't want it to be a threat to the town either. It's a way. 3 days is fine. 3 days is fine.
The only thing
it
stopping me from
Donatello?
doing it right now is the fact that it's
Or
so
is it
far
Jan?
away.
What if it was 2 days? That's like in between. That's like in between.
Put it this way, it's close, but not close enough to be a threat to the town. There.
There we go.
Interpret that how you like.
The fact that we can preserve the body from further decay, I think, really buttons things up a little bit in terms of the time away.
The only thing that we have here that I want to do for sure is that we need to go talk to our wonderful little lady who needs a conversation about her previous lover who's no longer around. We also, the Jules is planning on leaving in the next day or so. So if we leave and he just takes off, that's another person that's just out of the situation. Now, that's the only time thing I have. So I want to talk to her first and see if there's something to do with that.
And remind me, who was Jules?
Jules is the guy who got to town recently and then is just trying to get out of here. So he was planning on taking off soon.
Whoa, Chepe, you're typing up a storm over there.
My lord. I don't know why it's picking everything up. Sorry.
He's
all
the
good,
one
though.
that was flirting with Elsa. But he had arrived just
Flirting, harassing, same thing.
Yes.
He was the one that just arrived, so he was outside of the equation. As long as he was being honest about his arrival date, he was outside of the equation. He did it. But
On that note, one thing that does interest me is speaking to. I wait for Toblin to like walk away a little bit, and is it speaking to Toblin about?
Once you started arguing about dragons, he was like, "All right, I'm gonna go wash some dishes."
I was wondering if he keeps a ledger of the people who stay here, because if our victim stayed here, I would be interested in seeing the room he stayed in, or I don't know. We haven't. I didn't notice any rooms that were cordoned off or anything like that.
What victim are you
Well-
referring to? Morgan,
Morgan.
the woodworker.
We do know that
Yes.
his young paramour, Miss Elsa, is living here at the Stonehill Inn.
Precisely.
Elsa stays at the Stonehill Inn. The woodworker has a home here in town that you are. It's
Yes.
marked on the map.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
also
but-
something we can investigate.
But we
It
learned
might have
last
some
session that
evidence.
he spent some time here, like a night here or something like
yeah,
that.
Yes.
he spent 2
Yes.
nights in the inn with Elsa before he died.
So I would be interested in seeing that room, if
Yeah,
at all possible.
Should we
Yes.
go to the woodworker's house first before we talk to Elsa?
I think it's.
so.
Okay.
I think we should tie up those loose ends, as it were, before
Got a lot of
So
loose
I
ends.
say-
we interrogate her.
I say we go to woodworker, and then
Mhm.
from woodworker, do we go to sleeping giant and talk to Greska first, which is the other lead we have, or do we go to Elsa?
I am hesitant to talk to Elsa before we've developed, exhausted some other leads, if only because I suppose if we are going to confront her or anything of that nature, it would be good to do so with a full clip, so to speak.
It'd be far easier to catch someone spewing falsehoods if we know other information that they might not know we know. So I think that is a prudent idea.
All right. I
Well-
think first stop should be the woodworker.
Right. Off to the woodworker.
Well, his home that he used to have.
Oh, no,
No longer
woodworker. Woodworker. Yeah, the body. I have to preserve that.
Oh yeah, can we do the gentle repose first?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You make your way over to the town green, to the body, and you are able to gently repose it before heading to the woodworker's home. Correct? Going to the woodworker's house. Gentle repose on the body, woodworker's house.
Yes.
All right. You approach the
Oh,
wood.
Sorry. No, continue.
You approach the woodworker's lovely 2-story home. It looks very well maintained. It is dark inside. There is a large bay window. Did I move you over? There's a large bay window in the front, and the front door itself, which is covered by an awning. And I do have some handouts. I had some handouts. Okay. As you were. Go ahead.
Alrighty.
I'm grabbing the handout, but go ahead.
Crass would like to, first thing, do a once over around the perimeter of the home.
Okay.
Yes, standard protocol. Love to see it.
All of the windows are locked, but you can see through them.
Any like messed up bushes, a bunch of footprints, anything sketchy? Can I see any like no windows or doors are busted?
Signs of forced entry.
So this building over here on your right, Crash, is the second story. So ignore that. That's not there.
Oh. Okay. So
It's just a field.
Is this a cannon in here?
You're moving so fast. So
I'm sorry.
all right.
Sprinting.
So the back, in the very back of the house, there is a back door. It is locked, and there is a fenced garden.
A fenced garden, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
How good at fencing is the garden?
Do you want to find out?
No.
On guard.
Does it need to borrow my
On
rapier? I
garden.
can borrow my
Does the
rapier.
woodworker know that he's missing
Garden.
a roof?
That was pretty good.
Missing a
Well,
roof
I
where?
don't think he knows anything anymore.
I don't know why I created these windows on the top floor. I guess you can kind of like peek through them.
So you can
Miss-
see out. For realism.
It's for the gift with the jump. You know?
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, I do have a rope of climbing with me today.
Sneak into the abandoned house.
All right. Antoine, you were
Is
looking through this
anyone
window.
watching-
You
Damn.
do.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I just wanted to know if anyone was watching us do this kind of inspection.
I mean, it's pretty early in the morning. Gladys is outside sweeping her porch, kind of giving you dirty looks. Antoine, you
I'm
peek through
gonna
this
wave
window.
to her.
She waves back. Antoine,
And
you
wave
peek
to
through
her
this
with a smile.
window. You peek through this window, and you do see a cannon.
Does it look like it's been fired before?
Yes, that looks like a functional cannon.
And is there a massive stockpile of cannonballs behind it?
There is.
Well then, that is curious. Seems the pirate brought home a memento.
Perhaps.
I would like to try the rope of climbing just to peek in some of these windows.
I could
Yeah.
try to open the windows.
I mean the second story.
We could go inside the bottom floor. I think it'd be a bit less obvious.
True. A bit conspicuous.
Right. Can I try to pick the lock on the window?
On the window?
Yeah, I assume it's like the same kind of lock that like most windows have, with it turns and blocks the way it from sliding, or is it a different kind?
Yeah, we'll say you can't reach the locking mechanism of the window, but it is glass.
Okay.
Good
You
point.
can reach
can-
the locking mechanism of the door, of the front door, and the back door for that matter.
Okay. Yeah,
Whoever's cracking,
I
whoever's
could try
the
that.
lockpicker. Did you get a set of thieves'
Yeah,
tools?
I could try that. I have these tools.
Okay.
Get it.
Can I? Does anyone else have sleight of hand?
The rogue does not.
The
I do
rogue
not.
does not.
I do. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Guidance. I have guidance now.
I have
think
guidance
We'll
also.
be fine.
Actually, what's your bonus to sleight of hand? You're probably better.
I have a +4.
Okay, so you're not necessarily better.
It's not my specialty. No. Just roll it.
You are able to unlock the front door.
Wonderful.
Are we
Going
getting any
to-
weird looks while they're lock picking the door from people that are wary of our existence here? Presence.
You are so far so good.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume no one was That's why I wanted to make sure no one was watching, because we're gonna do stuff that looks pretty suspicious.
Never.
Nobody that matters.
Just
Nobody
do it
that
with confidence.
matters. Good.
Yeah, you guys hit it. I will keep a watch.
Crass will go in.
Me
All
too.
right. You enter the woodworker's home. It is a lovely home.
What does it smell like?
It smells like a lacquer, like, you know, stuff you put on wood to make it polish. It smells like polish.
Wood
There's
stain.
also some old food in the kitchen, which is kind of going old, providing a bad smell. To the east, there is an old cannon. As Antoine said, seems to be a memento of Morgan's pirating days. Also, the floorboard is reminiscent of the deck of a ship. West,
Are any
there
of
is
these
a
floorboards-
lit
Sorry.
hearth. West, there's a lit hearth, a couch, some furniture, a bookshelf, and a coffee table with a number of sheets of parchment on it. And an
Is
ornate
that it?
dagger. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Are any of the floorboards loose?
No.
Okay. I figured the woodworker's floor would be fine, but had to check.
This house looks well maintained as far as wood goes.
May I inspect the barrel of the cannon?
It has not been fired.
Is it empty?
It is empty.
What about the immediate area around the cannon? I'm looking for like scratches of it moving around, the damage to the floor, perhaps some door is concealed by this heavy cannon.
You do not notice anything like that. The cannon appears to be
Where am I?
polished and unfired. Roll a history.
A history.
Does anyone see my token?
22.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Wait, do you not?
Not bad.
Yeah, it should be.
Reload page.
Yeah, it should be able to control it. All right. 22. The history of this cannon. I swear to God, Benji. What?
Oh. It's just working. Sorry.
Good. The cannon. All right. Where was I? The history of this cannon. There was a noble who captained the fastest ship in the seas. Well armed with cannons on each side. Built and designed specifically to take out Morgan Nibley, also known as Morgan Blackmane, the dreaded pirate. Unfortunately for this noble, his crew were not well taken care of, which allowed Morgan to bribe them into a mutiny, overthrowing this noble's ship without ever firing the cannons. Morgan kept one as a souvenir.
Get wrecked.
That's some in-depth lore for just looking at a cannon.
You remembered.
That's what the 22 will get you. I've read many books.
Is this door here next to the cannon room? Is that unlocked?
It is.
Oh. Yeah, can I look at the papers and the dagger?
Absolutely. I had a handout for the woodworker.
Also, does anything in here strike me immediately as magical with detect magic?
Does not.
Okay.
Nothing
Okay.
magical radiates here. The paper on the coffee table, which has an ornate dagger resting on it. The stacks of paper on the coffee table are all blank, with the exception of one, which seems to be the beginning of a journal of sorts.
Huh. So it seems. Do these papers seem relatively new?
Yes.
Okay, so he was starting a journal, and then he left to do a series of hookups with Elsa, but only got to number 2.
Seems like he
Right.
found his conscience late in life.
I don't know. It doesn't necessarily seem repentant. 100%. Could be. But doesn't scream it.
Yes, I don't read sorrow, but perhaps recognition.
That is the vibe I have been getting. Sam?
Yep.
Can't, no, that's... I've never done dishes as a character, so, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that.
Aklos, did you want a description of this office?
Yeah, I saw you pull up the lovely little insert that you made for it there.
Mm-hmm. So in here, there is a desk with more papers and an actual leather-bound book. This time, there is a short sword resting on the desk. And while that candle is lit, I forgot to extinguish it. It is not. There is a ship in a bottle. You guys know those bottles where you build the ship inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
One of those is on a shelf next to the desk, represented by that canoe you see over there. And that one has some value to it.
For a small clarification for the candle, did it like burn itself all the way down, or was it just blown out?
We'll say it was extinguished.
Okay. Let's take a look at that book.
There's also a painting on the wall.
Huh. Does this look like this person could be family, or do the brushstrokes strike me as anything I would have seen as a noble?
You do not recognize it.
Okay.
Or you do not
And
recognize.
I can't tell what kind of artist style this would be.
Watercolor.
If I had
But there's
to guess,
nothing that like screams a specific artist.
No.
if I had to guess, it seems like a boudoir photo of Miss Elsa. Very similar faces.
Did the painter sign their work?
Did not.
Oh, to
Leave
have
a
legend
note here.
lore.
Kid
The
turns
journal-
into a shark.
The journal on the desk is more of Morgan's journal, detailing his exploits as a pirate. One passage, the last passage is the one that I just posted.
Do I recognize what that could be?
You do not.
Okay. So
So somebody turned into a shark.
so maybe a ocean-based druid?
That's what it sounds like.
Likely.
Okay.
Investigating this desk, does there appear to be any secret compartments, hidden drawers, concealed knack?
There does not, but there is ink and quill, which have some value.
Did that short sword show up as magic for whoever had cast detect magic?
The short sword is also not magical.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so nothing strikes me as magic in the entire area I've been in.
Correct.
Okay. Well, chance we might find any next of kin this Morgan had. I would like to see if they would inherit this house before handing it over to the proper authorities.
You were going to say something, Crass?
Curious, can I tell how long it's been since somebody's been here? Before us, obviously.
I'm sorry, I lost track of the days, but it appears that the last time someone was here matches the death of the body, or the death of Morgan. So Morgan was definitely here before he died.
Which by my count would be 5 days.
But we haven't noticed any signs of a struggle so far in the place, right?
You do not, but you also haven't. So just the office, we'll call it the cannon room, and then the living room.
I'm gonna take a little poke around, look at the little ship in a bottle, and look at the painting, and just kind of poke around them, see if there's anything nearby them noteworthy or anything about them that's particularly noteworthy.
The ship in the bottle, is worth quite a bit of gold. The painting is amateur. Amateur.
And nothing behind it or anything.
Nothing behind it. No secrets.
Do I get the sense that this is a model of Morgan's ship when he was a pirate?
Could be.
Is there any label to it?
There is not.
And no name on the side of the boat or anything like that?
How many ways can I say no?
Okay. Well, and there isn't any other identifying. Okay. So, Strat could have been another lead. Wasn't another lead. And there's no kind of last will.
I don't think he knew he was going to die, given that he doesn't know how he died.
It does seem like he knew he had a lot of people who would want to kill him.
Crass, moving upstairs.
Yes, please.
All right. Aklos, moving to the dining room.
Yeah.
That was meant for Crass. I moved everybody. Sorry. You notice that the dining room or the dining table has been set for 2 recently.
Now, is there any? I know that's just like the baked-in table, but is there food there, old food that was set out and then just nothing, or?
I specifically set up this table to look exactly how it looks. There's a plate,
Gotcha.
there's silverware, there's the tea set, and there's also a dagger right next to that chair to the north.
Interesting. Okay. So he was expecting company for dinner.
We should look at that dagger. Seems an odd thing to bring to a date.
Well, I bring my rapier to my dates. I don't think a dagger is too different. Surely.
So anything noteworthy about this dagger?
The dagger has a kraken carved on the hilt.
Oh. Well, that's a mariner's dagger if I've ever seen one. Perhaps a pirate of some sort.
I think we can safely say it was his, and that therefore he was sitting at this side of the table.
Seems
Or
reasonable.
it was his company. Someone perhaps from his past.
Moving.
Does the food seem like it was touched at all?
The food looks like it was prepped for dinner that never happened.
Huh.
The audacity.
How old do I think this food is since it was prepped?
Same time.
Okay, so it lines up.
I yell up to Crass, anything up there?
This door
Brass
should be
will
unlocked,
open the
Cress.
door. I know, so I was waiting.
This room appears to be a bedroom. There is
flower petals on the bed.
there are no flower petals on the bed. There is a large king-sized bed directly across from the door. There's also a door next to the bed itself. There's an end table with a candle that has been extinguished, a foot locker at the end of the bed, an easel with various paints, and a dagger, an ornate dagger, rests on the stool in front of the easel. There's also a wardrobe on the east wall.
Man likes ornate daggers.
A painting rests right next to the door, across from the bed.
It's the same person.
Interesting. And it's a wedding picture? Is that what this is supposed to be? Like in a wedding dress?
Yes.
But there's a veil, I assume.
Okay. With that, would like to pop open this footlocker.
There is a great deal of oil for the lanterns. There's also 2 spell scrolls of Hold Person.
Nice.
And various paints.
Benji, I'm up here right now. Can I do this, please?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, I'll leave those be, and I would like to give a gander at just kind of round. Does it look like there wasn't any kind of scuffing around or struggle up here? Everything looks pretty put together. I imagine with the easel still up and everything. No drag marks.
Nope, no drag marks.
All right, I will go to this other door.
Okay. The easel itself has an unfinished painting.
Oh.
Nice. And does this face match so this one with the barmaid can we confirm that this does indeed look like Elsa?
I will leave that up to you.
The picture
Yeah,
of Elsa.
Does the background of the picture match any things I would see in the bar?
Yeah,
It's a little vague. A little too vague.
But
for
like,
me.
there's that hanging lantern. We saw that in the bar. I'm gonna go ahead and assume this is Elsa.
It's a safe assumption.
Oh.
It seems interesting that the Elsa is in a wedding dress as well. All right. I would like to go
Was
into
that?
the other.
Go ahead, Crass.
I will check out this other room and see if there's anything intriguing.
It is a bathroom. There's a large wooden bath with a shelf next to it. Various lotions and shampoos, and there's a dagger resting on the shelf.
God.
Oh, also there's a toilet. Forgot about that.
Did anyone check under the bed?
Did not. I heard there was a monster under there, so I didn't look.
Oh yeah. I shouldn't look. I check under the bed.
Good shot.
I'm gonna check under the bed as he's doing it.
Good shot. You're checking under the bed, and you notice as you're looking, you don't see anything. But when you get back up, you notice that beneath one of the pillows, there is a short sword. You can actually kind of see it on the map.
He Tower could pull the short sword out. Sleeping like I do. You'll never know.
Well,
Okay.
It is not a waterbed.
looking at these paintings, they all seem to be different people.
I think the artist was a bit untrained, so to speak.
The artist was talented enough to give us a good idea of who was being painted. I do not see an artist of even their amateur level of skill painting the same person these three ways. Which
They look
means
rather similar. Unless he's got an absolute type of brunette and everything with this, I think they're pretty similar.
would you say the first one we've seen looks like Elsa?
That was my assumption when I looked at it first.
The first one?
Yeah.
I assumed, she was in a disheveled state, as I'd said, like a boudoir photo.
Yeah, you called it right away, Aklos. I'm just going to go ahead and confirm it.
Yeah.
It is Elsa. So the first painting is Elsa in a night dress or a nightgown. Second is Elsa in a wedding dress, and then the third is her at work.
Nice.
The wedding
with
dress.
this- Go ahead.
I don't know if it's important, but marriage being involved in an affair that they clearly seem to be having could be a motive.
Yeah. Especially if they got married in secret or something like that.
Well,
Or-
we know that someone was very unhappy with the line of questioning regarding Morgan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Inside here, so we've had a knife and a short sword in each one. Is there anything else different about the ornate knife in this room?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if the short sword was any different from a normal one.
Okay. Which one? Because just to recap, in the second floor alone, just in the second floor, there is a knife resting on the stool in front of the easel. There is a short sword beneath the pillow on the bed, and there's a dagger next to the bath.
Firstly, I'm talking about the dagger that's in next to the bath, because now I've noticed there's a knife in every room, so I want to check this one first.
The one next to the bath looks similar to the others. On the hilt, there is a treasure chest.
Okay. Is this in the same like spot that the Kraken was on the other one?
Yeah.
And what room was that in?
The Kraken was the dining room.
Dining room.
Okay. And then what of the one next to the easel?
The one next to the easel is a boat. Has the same style boat.
And then short sword would be next.
Yeah.
The short sword has a naked lady.
No wonder why.
Naked.
That's
No wonder he keeps it under his pillow.
okay.
Okay.
There-
And then go ahead, Dragon.
Oh no. Go ahead.
Was there any other knives in the other rooms that we didn't grab yet? Does
That
anybody
you-
remember?
I honestly, I don't think anybody grabbed the dagger that was resting on the coffee table in the living room, or the short sword in the study.
Okay. After
Right.
finding out that these things have unique value and like images, Crass is going to start making his way down there. So if you guys want to keep investigating there, I'm going to go check out the other knives.
Forever
What was
my
the
sheep.
masthead? Sorry.
No, you
Go
go.
ahead.
I was interrupting you. My bad.
What was the masthead on the bottled chip?
Didn't have one.
Okay.
So we had the short sword inscribed with the nude woman under the pillow in the bed. We had the Kraken dagger on the dining room table. The dagger by the bath. What did that one have on it?
The
That
treasure
one-
chest.
You guys have got to get take better
The
notes.
bath is treasure chest. Yeah.
Bath was the
I got
chest.
him right
treasure
here.
chest.
You just
got it.
And then boat by the
He
easel.
didn't ask a note taker.
Yeah, the bath was the chest.
While Kras is heading downstairs, can I look at these paints and see if any of them appear to be like rare colors that could only be obtained in certain environments or specialty stores, that sort of thing?
Roll a perception.
Wait, what's your perception bonus?
I beckon over to Elrin and I say, "Help me take a look at this. What do your elf eyes see?" And I will help you.
Sorry, I love Lord of the Rings references.
So you roll it.
And I can also add a D4 to that with guidance.
Get it.
So D4. So 20 total.
The paint set doesn't have any rare. So this appears to have been bought as a set. Doesn't have any rare paints in it. Looks kind of like looks almost like a beginner set, like an introductory set for learning how to paint. It just has some basic paints, but the complete set is valued at 50 gold.
How old does it look?
You're unsure.
Is the paint dry or stuff like that? Like,
It is still serviceable. All of the paints here are still serviceable.
okay. I wonder how long he was an artist for, or was painting for.
Not long enough to get good, as they say.
I know how
I
that.
don't know. You should see some of the art that is circulating in noble courts nowadays. I think a 6-year-old could do better. But I digress. Is there any uh did we check the dresser and stuff like that yet?
Yeah, I was just gonna do that. I was gonna ask if I could search the end table on the window side of the bed.
Nothing of interest within the end table. It is empty. There is a candle resting on it, but the candle is extinguished.
I see.
Can I take a look at this wardrobe?
Inside the
Assuming
wardrobe,
it's a wardrobe.
it is mostly formal clothing. All flamboyant, garish, and male.
How would I see this kind of thing in a noble court?
You would see this kind of thing in somebody who is pretending to be a noble.
Pose
Does-
are noble.
Does the size of this clothing approximate the size of our swollen pirate?
It does. It appears that Morgan went to the finest clothing store that he knew of and bought clothes that he thought formal people wear or nobles wear.
This is an embarrassment. Are any of these magical? Nothing.
The only thing that radiates magic in this room is the spell scrolls. I would love to give somebody else a chance to talk, though. Or not. Go ahead, Benji.
And there. Can I look for any concealed compartments in there?
You do not find any.
Okay.
Are there any funny hats in there?
There's a trifold hat. I'm glad you asked. I forgot about this. Up
Yes.
on the upper shelf, there is a trifold hat.
I investigated for scientific purposes and then pocketed.
Pocket it.
You're not
Or-
going to wear that, are you?
You'll ruin it.
Yes, I mean,
No, it will ruin you.
only
You're not
time
going to
will,
wear that.
only
right?
time will tell.
Only time will tell.
I need you to promise me that you will not wear that hat.
The
I
goo
cannot
can wear
make
what-
such a
whatever-
promise.
The goo can wear whatever he wishes.
Yes.
That
Just because you
Indeed.
can do something doesn't mean you should.
that
Ugh.
is a good looking hat.
And frankly, I live my life by doing things I can because I can.
Yes, alchemy. How could I forget?
Not mere alchemy, science of all types.
I must say, our deceased host certainly lived ostentatiously. He's very easily transferred his skills from a ship into being the woodworker for the town.
Is there anything in the fireplace?
Wood?
Like someone tried to burn something? Like
Um,
papers or...
Just burnt wood, ash. Nothing in the
All right.
stove.
Okay, gotcha. Why did I write check twice? That's crazy.
Has anyone checked the stove? So the kitchen area looks like dinner was being prepared and then left and then abandoned before it could be finished, before it could be
It's a
served.
ham.
There's a fat,
was a
juicy
ham?
ham. Yeah.
Did we see any signs of struggle in any of the rooms?
Not at all.
Not at all.
It just seems there were our victim had a lot of enemies and had to watch his back. Probably hence why there are daggers and short swords in odd places.
A safe assumption.
Yes, the man certainly seemed to live a rather paranoid life as well.
The knife in the study. What was on that one?
So that is a short sword, and on the hilt of that one, it's a skull and two crossed swords, two curved swords crossed.
Like cutlasses.
Yeah,
Like a Jolly Roger.
exactly. Thank you. Pirate experts.
Yar.
He's got that history.
Yo ho.
Has this ham started to dry age or rot?
It's probably rotting.
This is
Oh,
a very
Jesus.
important question.
It's
Hmm.
you don't usually dry age on a counter.
I mean, have you ever tried dry aging on a counter?
Because then you get the other thing you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, but have you ever tried it?
Pretty sure Guga Foods has tried it.
It's right there. You go ahead and try
Sugar
it.
Foods has tried everything.
Yeah, you touch it like after like dry aging, it would collapse and like maggots are inside it because like one fly just managed to get into the seal. You know.
The meat on the counter has a funny greenish color to it. It is definitely
Right.
not edible.
On this
It's-
desk here, this is the one that is this is the other one we haven't looked at. Is that correct?
Yes, the coffee table, yes.
Okay. What's that one have?
This one has a picture of a cannon on the hilt. All of these hilts are wood and appear to have been made by Morgan himself. The blades, probably Dunmore, probably, but you're unsure. You're not familiar enough with Dunmore's work to make a 100% on that.
Can I see if it looks similar to my repaired rapier?
It does not.
Okay.
Monsieur Cress, perhaps this dagger fits in somehow with the cannon in the next room over.
Maybe.
Yes. What if we put all the daggers and the swords in the cannon? That's a far reach, but it might be. It might
Antoine starts writing faster.
Indeed. And then we should use the cannon to kill the red dragon. Is that what you're gonna say next?
Yes. This will pierce it right through the heart.
Quite the effective variant of grape shot.
So going over this cannon again, there wasn't anything specific, like any. It just looks like a memoir. The cannonballs, no secret compartments or anything like that.
Correct. Morgan clearly kept this as a souvenir, kind of a memento. Like, hey,
Nice.
this ship was designed to take me down, and I was able to take it over without firing a shot.
Are the cannonballs stacked on top of each other?
Sure.
Oh boy.
Oh, the cannonballs are there symbolically, then.
No. I was getting the intrusive thoughts of like picking the fruit at the bottom of the pile.
Oh, I was just saying because it represents that not a single shot was fired if they have all the cannonballs there.
Ah, that is an astute observation.
Is there
I had to
anything
take literary analysis.
in the hearth?
Just ash
Yeah,
in burnt wood.
yeah.
And then
I checked the.
perfect. I must have missed that.
Is there anything
This-
under the rug?
Negative.
This
Wood.
drink here. So none of these. You say since dinner didn't get partaken in, and it looked like it was just set up. None of the drink or any of the utensils were moved either. So it wasn't like a drink was poured.
Correct.
Okay.
You can give me an investigation for a little bit more.
Oh, I suppose.
DC
I am
20
helping.
for this one. This one's going to take.
I will give you guidance.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yes.
you're getting help. Never mind.
The smell of the tea matches the specific herb grown in the garden. Morgan was growing his own tea.
What a nerd.
I think he was growing more than just tea.
All right. Speaking of that, I'm actually the garden is next. So, is this open to the garden?
Yes.
Perfect.
Just a very quick aside. Is this clock noteworthy in any way?
This clock was built by Morgan, but he lacked the mechanical know-how to get it functional. It is a
Ooh.
gorgeous looking grandfather clock, but it does not work. Well,
We need
it works
stop.
twice a day.
I love that saying.
But the thing is, there's sometimes just people are off by an hour, so they're never right.
Roll a, let's see, would be your
Perception, nature.
for repairing the clock. Actually, I'll just say that you can repair it. Well, you have the class feature to repair it. Okay. Inspecting the garden.
The garden.
Looks like mostly beginner vegetables, as well as, so Morgan was learning how to paint. He was also learning how to garden. There's a lot of beginner vegetables here. I already forgot them. Tomatoes are definitely on there. Carrots, I think. A lot of beginner vegetables. He was growing his own food. He was also growing a rare tea leaf. Well, not rare, but not local. Tea
Nothing
leaf.
here is illegal, right?
Not that you know of. No adorable pet pictures.
Any signs of non-gardening related disturbance in the soil?
There is not. This house is clearly the house of a retired pirate who is in love with a waitress at the Stonehill Inn.
Or is it?
Or is
Good. Okay, I don't think there's really anything else. I think we got most of it. No other secret compartments that we were missing. We kind of went over cannon area, the living area, nothing under the rug, kitchen, nothing in food stuff.
What
Can you
about
pop
under
me
the
over to
food?
upstairs real quick? Thank you, sir. We went through that. Short sword by the bed. Nothing under the bed. Dresser was fine. Painting.
There were some books over here. Did we look at the books?
You did not look at the books.
I look at the books.
The books are mostly romanticized pirate adventures. There's also some books on gardening for beginners, a how-to guide, and a number of books on how to paint with some bookmarks in them.
Ooh, I for sure will look at the bookmark portions of the book.
Morgan seemed to favor the watercolor expression sections.
Okay.
And the author of his of the books is Alfred Indigo.
Does that name ring a bell?
It does not.
Just his initials do.
He initialed most of the books.
Oh, yes. I see. Silly me.
Well, I'd say that we can fairly rule this place out as the point of his apprehension. So perhaps he was out on his way to assist someone in his woodworking and was accosted then.
Yes, something caused him to leave this place in a hurry, it seems.
No, I think he might have gone out to get someone. Maybe
Play with the door.
he certainly didn't.
I was doing that too.
He took
Sorry,
the
go ahead,
time to
PG.
put out the candles.
Or they went out over the course of days. It's safe to assume that the
You
lanterns
said
ran
they
out of
looked
oil.
extinguished.
Well, some of them
You
did.
said
The ones
they
you
looked
checked
like
did.
they were extinguished.
I imagine
Okay.
he was leaving. The food was prepared. I imagine he was leaving to go get the Elsa
Yeah.
and then bring her here and then serve up food. And then on the
Yes.
way, either on the way there or when he had gotten there was when something happened. He got jumped by these 8 people, or was then poisoned by, I don't know, Elsa or family that found out that supposing that painting of her in a wedding dress is a big part of it. Then it could be that they either got married already or it was going to happen. Because we don't remember a wedding ring on Morgan, do we?
Morgan, you are confident Morgan did not wear a wedding ring. We'll say that you did check. And we'll also say that you checked and Elsa was not wearing a wedding ring either.
Was there any sign that he may have at some point? Or like that one was removed? Like that it was looted from him?
He was... no, you did not notice that he wore one and that was taken.
Oh, Crass, can you take one more look around, see if there are any of those strange marks you've kept seeing on buildings?
Good
Knowledge,
call.
yes.
Good call.
What does this say?
All right. I gotta give this one a little
I
bit more
make
thought.
good decisions sometimes.
This one says, you know what? It can say 2.
That's
We'll say, I'm thinking, because I feel like it'd be 2. It says,
Okay.
It's labeled woodworker. No. We'll say danger, and I like danger. We'll go with that. They would definitely label him danger.
Will Robinson.
I do like to live dangerously.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
I have a question. Have we noticed anyone in this town dressing in a manner similar to the clothing this man had in his wardrobe?
Not
Jules.
at all.
So,
Yeah, Jules. That's good call. Good call. Yeah. Jules dresses like that.
would be there's no like dump in this town. I'm just very curious as to where this man's clothing went.
What do you mean?
Well, was he not, as I recall, the only thing he was wearing when we found him was these boots?
And his undies.
Oh, and his underwear. Tastefully censored. My point being, at some point during or after his demise, his clothing was removed. And so whoever killed him presumably disposed of that clothing somewhere. And the place of the disposal may lead us to his killer or his killers, as the case may be.
Well, my contingency plan for killing someone always involved burning the clothes. Not that I have such a plan, but if I did, it would involve burning the clothes.
It could be.
Think we found the killer, boys.
So you confess.
I was with you the whole time.
Elren, have you been to this town before?
How much do we know about Elrin, really?
Where were you 3 days ago?
He's an
Elren,
elf,
you
so he doesn't have to
immediately
sleep.
decide to trust this other elf that may or may not be involved. Is there a reason for that?
Elves are more trustworthy than the other races.
So you would say that you wouldn't trust a human pirate.
Well, would you trust a human pirate?
I'm asking the questions, but it seems like you're deflecting.
Well, I have a question for you. Have you
party really
stopped
turned on
eating your
themselves.
significant other yet?
It seems that you have a lot of interest on deflecting these questions and asking otherwise. Is that
Aha. So you
don't-
deflect the question this time.
Oh my
I
gosh.
see.
Moving on.
all right?
When
Adding
did I
to
start?
Yes, awfully defensive about these questions.
all right.
take
I think we
exception to
should
that.
go to just go talk to Elsa at this point. I'm okay with Elsa. I forget what exactly the
Wasn't
lead
there
was
one other
to
place?
Greska was the only other place who runs the Sleeping Giant. That's the only place we haven't really talked to besides none of us talked to the large group of dwarf miners. There's the only two groups that I really know of that would be best to talk to. Obviously,
lead?
there's plenty of. Go ahead.
I was going to say your lead for Gresco was that she's from Luskin.
Yes. That's what I was going to say.
I also want to check back in at the bar so that we can have a talk with what's his name?
Names are hard, huh?
Well, what do you
Yeah.
remember him for?
So you
Well,
want to go back to
I remember
Stonehill
he's
Inn to talk to.
Trelina's husband. Trelina's husband.
Toblin.
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 Is Trillian
Yes, Trelina's husband. So I think if we, I want to ask at least him if Elsa was ever engaged.
Okay. Heard
That
a
could
lot
be-
of locations. Where are we going? You can only go to one at a time.
We have yet to get the simulacrum spell.
If we are going to talk to Elsa now, or Toblin, that would be the inn. I, for one, am partial, as I said, to exhausting some further information, unless you plan on, I suppose, Crass, on being, well, more coy with your questioning, or I don't know what you had planned when we speak to her.
I don't think Krask does coy very well.
Perhaps a little discretion would be in order when we speak to Miss Elsa. Ask to speak to her in another room for a moment.
Of course. Telling a random woman about this situation would be very unwise. Wait. That's not exactly what I meant. Should we go poke the giant?
I believe I'm going to defer on my judgment to our trained investigator.
Yes, I'm inclined to do the same.
All right, Crass, they're leaving it up to you. Greska or Elsa? Or rather, Stonehill or Sleeping Giant. I should probably word it that way.
He's muted.
You are muted.
All right.
All right, I take off towards the sleeping giant.
Well, I guess we're splitting up. I'm just kidding.
Can only put us on one location at a time.
Sleeping Giant it is.
Okie dokie. Let me get everybody moved over. Ooh, I don't know if
Oh, before I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Before we get to this location, I will put on the tricorn hat. I may attempt to convince this person that I'm a pirate of some sort.
Very well. All right. I don't know if I'm ready for this, but here we go.
Oh, I know this place.
The Sleeping Giant. A run-down tavern. Hole in the wall, dive bar, whatever you want to call it. The place looks ragged.
This is a disgrace.
What is it? What's the mark?
Haven. Safety.
Oh my. Hey,
Alright.
I guess we know who's making the marks.
oh my god. Yep,
All right.
great.
Wasn't ready for that.
Stand by. I've got a handout for Greska, or I thought I did. All right, I might have to move it over. Give me 1 second. But go ahead. As you enter, the half-orc behind the counter just kind of looks at you. She slowly lifts a heavy crossbow, a massive, heavy crossbow, and sets it down on the counter. You notice that the crossbow is magical, and it has several notches in it. Around 9, from what you can gather.
I'm gonna flip like 3 gold coins and order a round for all of us.
She just nods. She didn't really say anything. She just nods and brings you your drinks.
Is there anything about her that, like, okay, let's see.
She got some massive hands on that thing.
Freakish.
Maybe we should just get a conversation going about grip strength, and that will be something she'll be interested in, because those are massive, and nothing is a more stimulating topic than grip strength. No one's with me. Okay.
Alrighty. Crass will approach Greska.
Welcome, lizard.
Indeed. This is a interesting place you have here. How long you been here?
Long enough.
I suppose that is true. I did not know we had gone by Stonehill Inn before, and I didn't know there was another tavern around here. Do you guys get along?
By get along, if by get along you mean hold hands and prance through the flowers, then no. But I don't got no ill will towards them. You notice that there's a painting behind Greska of an adorable kitten and a puppy cuddling. You know that this painting is highly illegal.
Highly illegal? What?
Yeah.
How do I? Why would it be highly illegal?
Because they are.
Cute pet pictures are incredibly illegal.
Well,
the cuter, the
that
more
is
illegal.
an oppressive law, and I will not stand for it.
Antoine leans over to Elrin and says, "Be cool."
Why should I be cool?
Go ahead, Crass.
It's one of the greatest that I've ever seen.
I'm gonna go look to Greska and through some form of thieves' cant try to see if I can get a response. Mainly going to be asking like any danger nearby or something like that.
She responds in thieves' cant. Nothing more dangerous than what you'll find in here.
Crest will
The-
nod.
The
And-
cat bellows in the midnight sun.
Fucking cats. I'm going to ask her. It's like, I'm here on behalf of some private parties. Do you heard some talk around about a individual named Morgan? Do you have a relationship with that?
She raises an eyebrow. Never heard of him.
I'm gonna slide.
Insight.
I'm gonna slide a couple gold towards her.
She looks at
Are
the
you sure?
gold. Maybe. How much gold do you slide?
Oh. Well, maybe the memory will come to you, and I'm going to slide 3 gold. And if
She
it doesn't look like she's gonna go for it, I'm gonna slide 2 more.
Then we stingy.
Think you're
I'm gonna
gonna
cast-
need to get
I'm
in
gonna
the double digits.
I'm gonna cast detect.
I'm sorry, but gold pieces are really valuable.
To
That's like handing out like $500 basically.
not in this world, but
Yeah, we only use gold here.
I was really hoping you were gonna say that's like handing out 10 times as much silver.
That's almost double the electrum, you know? Like,
that is
You
not
know?
the case in this world. Keep in mind, you just found a
Okay,
bottled
then,
ship worth several hundred. The goblins are
Yeah, so
carrying more
then
than
can
that.
I slide, I guess, 50 then? Because I guess there's horrible inflation.
It's just different, bud. Cress, what were you saying?
I guess, yeah, she raised her eyebrow. Did that seem truthful? That she didn't know him?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
Hell no. She just didn't want to answer
Um,
questions. With 50 gold on the counter, she'll scoop that up and say, oh, yeah, the woodworker. I do remember.
When was the last time you saw this individual?
I don't remember.
can I cast detect thoughts?
Cast detect thoughts. Sure.
In surface levels.
Yeah, surface level.
Can I
see if the surface
distract?
level
Can I try to do something to
Hold on a
distract her
second,
from
Benji.
him casting detect dots?
or Kachado just starts like babbling to himself incoherently.
All right. Let me think about what she's thinking.
You're also doing weird hand motions and sacrificing your copper piece, so I don't think it looks normal.
He's quite insane from the last time.
Yeah.
Surface thoughts for. All right. So what was surface thoughts for? We're
When
investigating.
was the last time you saw him?
When's the last time you saw him? Surface thoughts would be she legitimately. Surface thoughts would be like sometime over the winter. Maybe.
All
I
right.
don't. You know what? You will get. I don't
Yeah,
want that criminal around here.
What if I start like probing the other people too, like the surface level thoughts from what they overhear from us?
I would really rather. That's gonna like take a minute.
Yeah.
You're not gonna.
Also-
So most of the thoughts are pretty consistent with like, who are these? Like these people are so out of place. I do really want to hammer home. Greska does give you a clue. She thinks I don't want that criminal anywhere near my establishment. When thinking about more, like
So
trying to
she
think
thinks
back.
he's alive.
Didn't say that. Just kind of. She doesn't like Morgan. That's what you get. I'm not going to confirm or deny whether she knows he's alive or
Yeah,
or dead.
that would be the next question for her. Would be in either Thieves' Cant in some way of just asking if they had bad blood.
Bad blood with Morgan.
I'm not sure why we're using Thieves' Cant, but you know.
I don't know why we keep interrupting my things. Let's just let it go.
Because you weren't
Get the answer
talking at that
first.
point.
enough. I'm just thinking of a response. Yeah, she clearly doesn't like Morgan. And she'll. How does she answer that? Can you say your question again, Crass?
Did you guys have bad blood?
The ham went stinky.
She'll say no. He's just some.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking. She'll say
you're
no. She just doesn't like him. Some piece of shit.
All right. Does not. Okay.
Weren't you both from the same place?
Maybe.
Did you used to know each other or anything?
She doesn't want to answer any more questions at this point.
Can I get a round of drinks for the entire bar?
Sure. 20 gold.
Right.
So are all of them here just like drinking early in the morning, or are they having breakfast, or?
Yeah, we'll say both. Titus will approach. I can handle it from here, Greska. What's with all the questions? Oh, wait, no, yeah, Thieves can't. He might. Yeah, I'm going to say he's got Thieves can't. He'll come up in Thieves can't and say, what's with all the questions? I've got it from here, Greska. What's this all about? Crass? Inspector?
Crass will nod and whips out a card. Investigating on behalf of a private party. We have some possible old friends or anything like that might know of Morgan. And just kind of look for some kind of response to the name from Titus.
Morgan, huh? What about him?
Just trying to find that out myself. Do you happen to know anything about him?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Has he been around?
No, my understanding is he went missing a few days ago.
Interesting. Did you how'd you get that information? Did you hear from anybody or went looking for yourself?
I'm just making a couple assumptions. You know, he's a pretty bad dude. From what I hear.
I didn't know that. What did he do?
Well, my understanding, he came here to Phandalin to get away. Run away from his evil deeds. But as I'm sure all of you know, past will catch up to you eventually. He kind of gives you a sly wink. Roll an insight.
Can I do the insight?
Yes, please.
I'll back you up.
Great.
If
25? That's very high. He knows Morgan's dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he is not being subtle about it.
It really does sound like it catches up to you.
Well, it certainly catches up to you if someone, say, a red cloak, makes it catch up to you.
Are you calling him out on knowing that he's dead?
Just gonna suggest that slightly.
He's not hiding it.
Yeah. He's not being subtle at all. I don't think there's any reason we should be subtle. Especially because we were blatantly asking questions that made it clear we're investigating his death.
Go ahead with whatever you were going to say, Chris.
Yeah, I lost it.
I come up behind Crass and I say, "Do you have any idea how this Morgan went missing, or where he might have gone?"
Well, if I had to guess, I would say some big, strong fella clubbed him over the back of the head, tied a rope around his neck, and hung him from a tree.
Would my detect thoughts still be up at this time?
Sure.
It lasts a minute, I think. Or
Yeah.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the exact, or clubbed him on the back of the head?
If I had to guess, I would say someone probably clubbed him over the back of the head, knocked him out, tied a rope around his neck, and then hung him up from a tree.
Was this in fact him?
Uh,
You say someone bigger and stronger than yourself, Titus, or
he looks over at Dench, big old half orc. Yeah, I would say that. But that's just theoretical.
of course, like the theory of gravity or such theories. We don't know if gravity actually exists. Surely.
Sure.
do we think there would be any other reason other than his past that somebody would do that to Morgan?
Do you need any more reason?
Of course not.
You must have spent some time with him to learn about his past, no?
No.
Or you came here because you knew about his past.
Also, no.
I
came here to work. Law enforcement. It's my calling. It's what.
That's a unique way of putting it, I would say.
Yeah. Something of.
Yeah.
Speaks to me.
You know,
It relaxes
I
me.
would call it. I would call it more.
She's gonna go with John.
Giving someone blunt force trauma to the head and stringing them up to a tree without trial. That's what I would call it. I would not exactly refer to it as law enforcement.
No, that's what we.
Colloquialisms are to each their own.
Whatever you want to call it.
I look over to Dench and I say, "Oh, what do you make of this theory, Dench?"
He just grunts. He grunts and shrugs.
I'm gonna like nudge Crass that something is off, but I'm not gonna bother whispering it in here because I don't think I can do it in a subtle enough way.
Go ahead. Roll an investigation.
Has anyone except Titus talked at all?
I do the talking around here.
Have you seen Ryan by any chance? We really hit it off last night.
It's you now.
Never heard of him.
Oh, he certainly was dressed like one of the Red Cloaks.
23. These all match. You've got your big boy, who I definitely had a handout for. Anyway, big boy, Angus. But there is a discrepancy. There was 2 discrepancies. Thank you, Antoine.
Yeah,
And-
there's eight. So there's more than 8 here, but there was 8 people involved, and one was dainty kind of female footprints. Now there's Paige right here, who is a lady, if that would mark as one. But and then looks like Leo too.
They do not appear to be part of this crew, but sure.
There was no blunt force trauma to the back of the head.
Also true.
No, there was not. So there's 7 here, and then I would imagine it's somebody else, one of the other females. So whether or not it be the mom lady who's the Rune Knight, or it could also be one of the
Could be
ladies, or even Elsa.
It could be Elsa.
The other female that we haven't talked to in a while is Elmina.
I wonder.
Is any of this getting brought up?
No, that
Not-
was just in
not by me.
response to-
This is just your Batman sense.
Yeah, just going off of what do we want to say here? Yeah, I guess.
Hypothetically speaking, Titus, going back to your theory,
Mm-hmm.
seems like a man of the woodworker size, he would put up a fight, no?
Hypothetically, you probably would. Sober.
Especially if he weren't always a woodworker.
Hypothetically, of course.
But presumably whoever hypothetically may have strung him up, as you say,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps they had assistance.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna look to Titus and be like, well, appreciate any kind of your information about this. And then for my own job's sake and thoroughness,
Mm-hmm.
would you say there might have been another individual that I should go talk to that might know some more? Possible eighth
Another
person, by
individual?
chance?
8th person. I only count 7 here.
Exactly.
Should be enough to do the job, I think.
Interesting. So, no other recommendations then?
He just kind of stares at you. Nope.
Okay, good.
No one else
Yeah,
to-
I've got a couple other people to talk to. I suppose Elmina, possibly talk to Elsa. But I'm just gonna kind of like eat every name as I'm going through a couple of the females, just kind of see if I get any kind of response. And so I'll go through Elmina, Elsa, Lenine, and then whatever the wife's name that I'm blanking here. It's
Telrina? Trelina?
Elena.
He rolling inside. I'm just going to give you this one.
But why not?
I-
It's so good.
I can do the insight if you need it.
Yes, please.
Do it.
Insight. As I'm just kind of going off rambling these names, I just want a response whether any eye twitches, freaking start
19?
getting sweat.
He gives
Okay,
you a
19, and I'm going to add a guidance to that.
Okay,
Okay.
Gariel's on there too.
bring it up to 20.
20.
It's subtle, very subtle, but there is some discomfort at the mention of Elsa.
There we go. A slight grin will appear on his face as he nods and heads for the door.
Sounds like you got your work cut out for you. Inspector.
Always do.
Smart.
And I'll point to the card he's got in his hand. Let me know if you need help.
Thanks for the
Oh,
drinks. And one more thing before you go. Sweet. Is that the sound of your boots? Thanks for the drinks. And one more thing before you go. That Morgan was no good. The world would be better off without him.
Yeah, Crass will tip his hat and continue out.
That is not for us to
One thing I forgot, Sir Titus, before we go. Do you keep records of the parts of the town that you and your fellows patrol?
Records? No.
Not a physical record per se, but say about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago at night, you wouldn't have happened to be patrolling or find yourself at the Stonehill Inn or the town green.
Who remembers?
Who indeed? Au revoir.
But hey, listen. As you like go to walk away, he stops you. Hey. Hold on. Let me think about this. I don't want. All right, let me word it this way. Sorry, I'm really working on how he says this because I want there to be information, but I don't want it to glide. Tell your friends I don't want you and yours harassing those women. They've suffered enough from that piece of shit.
Which
He'll
women?
the women that were listed, and he says that he leaves that open, Antoine, for a as if he wants you to ask more, but he doesn't want to elaborate.
Are you at liberty to discuss what crimes someone may have hypothetically brought this man to justice for?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how he'd word it. I knew this would be difficult. He tells you, you know what? I'll just do it this way because I can't think about how he would word it. But he tells you that he forced himself on some women, but he doesn't say who.
Right.
If-
May I ask how it is that you came to know that?
She was a friend of mine.
And did she inform you herself?
Yep.
Titus, I want to know if they would be comfortable testifying to me under a zone of truth that this is the case.
Sheedock, we have enough information. We don't need extra precautions.
You boys enjoy your
Once we
evening.
know this is the case, I at least will drop this investigation.
I told you to leave those women alone. As you were.
Would you testify?
Enjoy your evening. I just did.
Likewise. I update Crass on what Titus just said And
Sorry,
also
sorry,
about the blunt force trauma.
sorry, Crass. I wanted to slide that in there when you said why, but it didn't come. It didn't come out natural. But yeah, that's. One more thing. I need a perception before you go.
I can do that
Man.
if you guys.
Oh yes.
The hell back
I
here.
meant to do this when you entered, but kind of got caught up in the moment.
Understandable.
Oh my gosh!
Holy shit.
Everyone in
That's a
this,
nat 20.
everyone in this tavern is so just some ready your notes. Everyone in this tavern is armed. Paige is a spellcaster, and you can tell that she at least has access to 3rd level spells.
Third circle mage. Okay.
Lael is a member of the guild. Mr. Thievescant, Lael is a member of the guild, and she is labeled as an assassin. Also, her bow is magical. And that's all I got. Tommy's also
Was that
labeled as a guild member.
Was that big ol' Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy and Lael, the two people in the corner, are labeled as guild.
Was that a big old giant, oversized, heavy crossbow also, I imagine, magical?
It is magical. And by the way, just for future reference, I don't know if I made this clear before. I think I did with the goblins, but all magical weapons, all magical ranged weapons generate their own ammo. Well, bows and crossbows specifically.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because
To
hell with tracking ammo. If it's magical, it generates its own arrows. And I mean, you can still use arrows if you have like +1 arrows but
Understandable, yeah.
magical bows and crossbows generate their own ammo, their own arrows and bolts. All right, continue. Enough interruptions.
I wanted to talk to Titus one last time. Everyone else
As you turn around and come back, Titus says, "Well, it looks like the circus left, but the clowns are still here. What do you want?"
I wish for you to hearken to me. We do not want to drag that kind of trauma back into someone's mind.
That makes 2 of us.
And
Now,
I need you to know that none of my party will stop this investigation until we know that this was just. I, for one, believe you.
Thank you for the drink.
Thank you for protecting this town, as it seems you are. Open the door.
He's got like the mug in his hand. He's like, he's just like gripping the mug with his hand. Like, all right.
Yep.
Doing the Arthur balled up fist with the other hand.
Yeah, like.
I'm glad we went. We came here before talking to Elsa.
Yeah.
Or I suppose whoever this man allegedly forced himself upon.
I must admit to more than a small bit of guilt over misinterpreting Miss Gariel's reaction yesterday.
You think it may have been her?
Given her reaction when we discussed him and then she found him, I thought she seemed very upset when we came across his body, but that may not be the reason she was upset.
Well,
did I crush Ernest? No, I didn't. Okay.
I don't think that jives with my memory of those events, Achilles. I think particularly I'm I'm thinking of the moment that she spoke with the spirit of the dead. They didn't seem like someone she had a deep hate, animosity for. Would be strange the way she conducted herself in that conversation if he indeed did that to her.
Unless she was
Indeed.
the 8th set of footprints.
Indeed, Ankylos, that the dead are not often inclined to speak with their murderers.
Well, clearly she would not have been capable of performing the murder herself.
But
Oh,
what
yes, she would have.
Oh,
One-
you're right. She
Definitely
is a
would have.
cleric, but
She is a very powerful cleric.
one thing she is capable of performing that springs to mind is the rite of marriage,
true.
which may explain both the portrait of the wedding dress, as well as her familiarity with this man in what seemed to me to be a relatively friendly tone. She almost seemed to not miss him per se, but she seemed fond of him in a way.
That was my first impression as well. Just what we had heard from Titus gave me pause about my earlier assumptions.
Well, let your mind be at rest for the moment until we can confirm.
Oh, I had a handout. I'm sorry, y'all. It's super late, but here's the sleeping giant.
Thanks, bud. By the
These
way, all
handouts are
these
sick.
handouts, right? Exactly.
And it does look as worn down as in the picture. It's like it clearly. So the woodworker's been missing for 5 days, but this one definitely hasn't seen a woodworker in much longer.
Nice.
All right,
Hasn't
continue.
been mopped recently.
Alrighty. Crash is going to come in, look around, see Elsa in the corner, and start going this way.
Toblin is cleaning up. He says, "Hey, welcome back. Good morning."
Tip of my hat.
Goblin,
Uh huh.
do you know if Elsa was ever engaged?
Not that I know of.
Hmm.
As you approach Elsa,
Oh, I forgot.
Elsa.
Did the inn have a loose floorboard?
yes.
This was one of the two. This and Barthen's
Great.
provision.
Good morning,
I can take care of
Inspector.
that if you
Elsa
want.
appears to be
Appears to be what?
having breakfast. Good morning, Inspector.
Good morning, Elsa. And I'm going to look. I know we didn't see an active ring on her. Does she have like that awkward ring tan line?
She does not.
Okay. We haven't had a chance to talk much, Elsa. Do you have a moment?
Have a seat. She motions across the table.
Perfect. Antoine, and gesture to the other seat.
I bring out my notepad.
Elsa, in case, go ahead.
She seems nervous as you bring out the notepad. She's like, "Is this going to be an interrogation? I'm trying to have my coffee." Like she has like a bagel. She has a bagel in front of her and a cup of steaming hot coffee.
You are welcome to continue your breakfast. This is not interrogation by any means. I lack an intense lamp above us.
Plus, I take detailed notes of all my observations. I show her like a schematic for a cannon that fires like daggers and swords.
Cute.
Elsa, we would like to know of any of your information or possible relations with Morgan, the woodworker.
He was nice. She just kind of leaves it at that.
When was the last time you think you saw him?
5 days ago. She kind of like She kind of looks up. She kind of stares at the ceiling for a bit. Yeah, 5 days ago.
Interesting. Was he
Insight.
just around town, inside here? And then go ahead, inside.
Regarding
Yes.
regarding that
insightful.
insight, does she seem to be looking anywhere in particular, or just like to the heaven?
I'm going to
Like she's-
guidance that. Wait,
Like
no, I'm
like
not.
memory.
Okay.
Like she's trying to
I'll
remember.
give you my inspiration on that if you want to use that, Owen.
Doesn't someone else have guidance?
I will. If you wish, I can grant
Yeah.
it, but it would be a little bit obvious because we're like, in a bar by ourselves.
Use
That's
the
fine.
inspiration. This roll is
Yeah.
important.
I'm also near. Where's the broken floorboard?
It's near the entrance.
Okay, so I'm just crouched down here, just like looking at the conversation with my elven perception.
I still need that insight. Is it
So about
13?
that inspiration.
Yeah, 13, or I can take the
You-
inspiration. I think
Yes,
the
please
inspiration.
roll with
I
inspiration.
think the inspiration is going to be taken.
Oof.
Okay, that was not helpful.
Right? Can I cast detect thoughts? Probably should have done that.
What do I get with a 13?
With a 13, well, you get guidance. If you get a 15, you'll get a little bit more.
Okay, let's pull out the custom die and just. Ooh, all right, 16.
Okay. So we've got detect thoughts running and insight. So we'll start with detect thoughts. She's thinking of Morgan fondly. It is a happy memory.
Do you have any? Go ahead.
With the insight, she is She seems uncomfortable. Sorry, what was the question? Benji took so freaking long to get this insight. All right.
The question was,
You forgot to. She seems to be uncomfortable with like she doesn't want to talk about it. I think you asked when was the last time you saw him.
Yeah,
She
5
said
days ago.
5 days ago.
Right.
Okay.
So she said. So she describes. She says, right, 5 days ago. That was during that big storm. The sleeping giant shut down for the night, and so all the red brands were here. I do remember that night.
Sorry, I thought they were called red cloaks. The red brands?
Yeah, they've always been red brands.
Yes.
They just
So
red cloak.
5 nights ago, all of the red cloaks were here.
And there was
Okay.
a big storm.
Yes, there was a big storm. There was the roof leaked at the sleeping giant, so Greska shut it down, and so all the red brands were here.
For how long?
The night, as long as I remember.
Okay. Did you and Morgan have a good relationship, bad blood?
She kinda-
I can Eldritch Mind to him, and I could tell him that it's good thought that she has good thoughts about him.
Perfect.
She grins. She gives you a very wide grin as she looks up at the ceiling. He was nice.
That is the mammalian grin of mating. Did that partake?
All right, since a minute's passed and I'm done with mending the floorboard, I'm gonna come over here.
This floorboard is beyond mending, as I said before.
Oh. Okay. Huh.
If it could just be mended, then they wouldn't need the woodworker.
Sam, sorry to, get out of character or whatever. Did she actually say he was nice?
Ooh,
She thought about it.
very good observation. Yes. Those were her exact words. I didn't even think
Nice.
that is
Okay.
exactly how she
Nice.
worded that.
Good job, Dragon.
Take an inspiration. That wasn't even like a deliberate, that was just how I imagined she'd word it. That is very good catch.
I haven't used my inspiration, but
Damn,
I
that was
appreciate it.
good.
Thank you, sir.
Good. See, that's
It
what
was
I need.
inspired nonetheless.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
That was good.
That Crass is going to look to her. It's like, and with the red brands, did you happen to have any relationships with them, like Titus, for example?
Yeah, he's okay. What is this about? At the mention of Titus, she kind of gets a little more
Winces a little
suspicious. Yeah, a little bit more suspicious of the questioning. Like, I know where this. She kind of gets this. I know where this is going now. Kind of.
Perfect.
Thought.
Does the detect thoughts give that exact thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Matter of fact, I'll say with detect thoughts. Wow, they sure do know a lot more than I thought, or they sure do know a lot. We'll say that. That's what you get with detect thoughts.
I'd like to probe deeper.
Okay.
But let me post it. I don't remember the save, but it's
Wisdom.
14 is it's 14 is the DC.
All right, let's see. She is proficient. She passed.
Oh, that's a bad
Damn.
look.
Continue.
They do know.
Crass will look at Elsa, but he puts down, kind of like, puts his hands on the table. Would like to keep this as simple as possible. If you would like to talk upstairs or things like that with some more information, we can do that. I do not know how under the wraps you would like to keep this, Elsa.
That'll be a persuasion.
All right. I believe it is Mr. Dragon. You're a persuasion man, is that correct?
15.
Yeah,
DC 15.
I am a persuader. I guess I'll make.
I give guidance.
I'll give a nice smile to the pretty barmaid.
As you're wearing her
Did somebody
deceased lover's
say
boots.
was? Get that. An advantage with guidance. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, we good. 15.
She says, okay, fine.
All right. Crass will follow.
I don't want to talk about this in public anyway.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's why I asked.
Slight retcon. I don't want to be wearing his hat in here.
Good point.
Just slowly like sinks into the
Yeah, I just engulf it.
All right, it's going to be a pretty tight fit for tokens, but feel free to put them down. Can you guys see? I didn't put.
Yeah.
I see. It's going to be a. I'm not sure if you noticed this, Sam, but it's going to be a tight fit for tokens.
It is. But we'll make it work.
Observation.
Oh, but I can't move my token with my keyboard. Never mind. Not important.
All right, she takes you up to her bedroom. And she said, okay,
All right.
so she lets you all into the room. Then she crosses her arms and says, okay, what do you know?
We know everything. Now we just need to hear it from you.
I'm sorry about this. I cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. She stops answering questions.
No need for that. And Elrin, she's being honest as is.
If she were,
Yeah. I do agree. I do agree. She has no other choice. We do not need to be a Sherlock right now. It would hurt our investigation.
Apologies, Elsa. We appreciate your honesty thus far and willingness. Please continue with what happened after the night you spent together.
She says, Morgan and I had been seeing each other for a few months over the winter. He was nice.
And then after that few months, did things go sour? Was he obsessive? What was going on?
No, I really
Did anybody
cared for
else get jealous or want to have you two not see each other?
Probably, but not that I know of.
Did anyone else know of your guys' relationship?
No, I don't think so. At least not at the time.
Not even a certain priest of the god of good luck?
No, we didn't tell anybody.
Wait a minute. You said not before. Did someone learn of your relationship after?
Yes, she kind of clams up a bit.
Sorry, what was the part that she clammed up about?
So Antoine asked, no one knew before, but somebody found out after. And at that question, she kind of clams up a bit.
Okay. Solid question. Antoine.
Handing it back over.
Good. I'm writing that down. With the two of you being in a relationship, did you know about his past?
Yeah.
Do you know if somebody was out to get him actively?
When you ask about his past, she kind of smiles and looks at the ceiling, kind of reminisces. Yeah, I knew about his past. He had a lot of cool scars and a tattoo.
Why did they always go for the bad boys?
Do you find yourself going for more troubled past individuals?
Maybe.
Click.
Um,
Note taking intensifies.
May I ask, you said you met him over the winter.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been staying in this room?
I got here. I rode with the Red Brands to Phandelver from Neverwinter.
What, might I ask, brought you here?
I didn't want to be in Neverwinter anymore.
You rode with the Red Brands. Does that mean you were friends with them? Or know them more than others?
I met a few of them. They were okay. Titus seems nice.
I would imagine they offered you protection on the journey. It was quite dangerous for us, who also made the same journey.
Yeah. Nobody messed with them. There was a lot of them.
Would you think somebody... Oh, go ahead, Chubby.
Would you say they are protective of you?
Definitely.
Go ahead, Chris.
How'd you find out he was dead?
She clams up a bit, goes quiet, and looks towards the window. I was there.
Were you there from the start of it?
She seems confused by the question. What do you mean?
One thing that seems to not be lining up for us here is the Red Brands claim that they clubbed him and dragged him out there. However, it seems that that was not the case.
No, they're just trying to protect me.
Did you drug him?
No.
Did you lure him out there? Did you ask him
No.
to meet?
No.
Uh,
I didn't kill him,
let's
and I had no part in it.
let's make this more simple. How did he die?
I don't know.
But do you know when and where he died?
She starts to blush. We were together here. She points at the bed. And I couldn't see anything. He was behind me. And suddenly he let go.
Oh, I see.
And when I turned around, he was bleeding from his neck.
Can we look at that window that she mentioned that she looked out of?
Yes.
Oh.
She would have.
Wait. His response was that his neck hurt. We thought that was from the rope, but it was because his throat was cut.
I'm not sure it was cut by. I think something may have come through this window. Except that it appears to be unharmed. I think.
Elsa,
I think there was a Red Brand who was an assassin in that
Elsa,
room.
Yes, Inspector.
With this, what happened after his throat was cut?
I did what I could to stop the bleeding. I pulled his underwear up for modesty, and then I waited here for whoever to kill me next.
And who arrived?
No one.
Was the window open?
Yeah. He liked the fresh air, said it reminded him of the sea.
And then you contacted the Red Brands to help cover it up?
Yeah, I went downstairs and they came up and said they'd take care of it.
And the
What
Red
did you
Brands
tell
had
them?
no inclination of his death prior to you talking to them.
No, they were downstairs drinking.
What did you tell them about the circumstances of his death? Of why you were both in the room?
Well, I couldn't exactly hide it. I told them that we were together. And then I told them exactly what I told you, that I was here and I couldn't see because I was looking down. Kind of blushes again.
Yes, we understand.
Is there any
And-
other entry into this room?
The balcony.
Is this map exactly as it appears?
Exactly.
Okay. So going over to this wall over here, it appears that one of that part of this wall doesn't line up quite right behind the desk.
Doesn't line up.
May I move this desk, miss?
Sure.
This
I think
over
that's
here.
just the lighting, but
Maybe I'm not zoomed in enough.
I think that's the candle.
Oh yes. Oh, sorry. I was zoomed out. It looked like there was a space in the wall.
There's a door there.
Yes, I see the door. I thought there
Yeah,
might
no, I
be
think that's
a
the
crack
candle light.
or like a seam, but my eyes betray me.
Hey Sim, I know my token's not on here, but
Uh-huh.
if I look around, do I see like any like? Does it look like there's any marks where like a knife or an arrow or something could have been stuck in the wall? Is there anything stuck in the wall?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
This is the balcony, correct? This is the way out to the inn.
Yes. So this
Oh.
is that goes to the hallway that leads downstairs, and then this door. I guess I should have color coded them. But yeah, this over here where Kachat Rook is the balcony. I'll do the green for that one. This door leads to the balcony.
So, if I'm to understand this correctly, you were having intercourse. He started bleeding from his neck. As you discovered him, he was dying. Tried to stop it. Then, after nobody came to kill you, you then were distraught and sought out help from your friends, the Red Brands. Told them of everything. They went and helped move the body out to the green and hung him up to seemingly make it seem like that's how he died, rather than his neck being slit. Is that correct?
She shrugs. I don't know what they did with the body.
So you were not with them when they went out there.
No, he just said
She said
no.
that she was with him when he died.
Indeed.
I
But
didn't.
You did not go with them.
No, I went downstairs, brought them back up, and then they said they would take care of it.
You wouldn't have, perchance, given them any reason to believe that this man deserved what had happened to him, would you?
She seems offended by the question. I want to make sure I heard you right. You didn't give them any reason to think that he deserved it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
pretty
he's-
much.
Absolutely not. Yeah, she's offended by the question.
Okay.
She's like,
And I
absolutely not.
apologize for my forward demeanor.
Yes, he's a lizard, so he's not exactly.
No, Crass
The
is
best
right.
at
That was Antoine.
Yeah.
And my friend here is blind.
He's
But,
a noob.
I'm not
He's an
blind.
idiot.
I'm
we all
just
have our
vision
fault.
impaired.
Elsa, to go off of my friend's question here, would there be a reason Titus would inform us that a friend of his, i.e., you, were taken advantage of rather than what you have informed us?
That's a,
I don't know.
Thank you.
that
And
might be a bit of a.
Can
Sorry.
we insight that?
Give me a second to think about that. So you're asking Elsa, why would Titus?
because Titus told us that he took advantage of a friend of his, which in this case seems to be her. And I'm curious if she would think there would be a reason he would say that.
You know what? She would tell you that probably because Titus didn't like Morgan and was looking for a reason.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Perfect.
Why did he say it was 2?
He
He
the
mentioned
last thing
2
I
women.
would say.
He didn't specify which of the women. He just said one of the women in the list. So we narrowed it down to this. And then she says she didn't tell him that.
The last thing I need assistance from you with here, Elsa, is we know of a certain 8th member, which we had assumed would be you, given your stature. But you're informing us that you were not down at the green after watching out the window and such. Did you by chance notice anyone else join the Red Brands to make an 8th member?
There's 8 of them. Yeah.
there was 8 of the red brands that went.
That page, she
Perfect.
might have fit the
Page?
description.
Indeed, it seems to be the case.
I don't know
My
Paige. You mean Halia?
Continue.
The caster.
I believe what she's saying is we've got it all wrong.
Their leader,
Who's
right?
Halia?
Halia.
Wow, that we are. Okay.
I have
Wait.
yet to know of this Halia you speak of. Was she down there when you had asked for assistance?
Yeah. She was the first one that I talked to.
What were
I
the
see.
names of these red brands? Do you remember?
No, sorry. Titus and Halia.
Did
I
they
don't
have the
remember the
large
rest.
one there as well?
Yeah.
Gesture.
Angus. I do know that one.
Dench. Oh,
Angus or Dench?
Angus, the big boy.
right.
Ah.
I feel that the names aren't matching up with what we know.
Oh. Wait. I asked about Ryan earlier, and he said he didn't know any Ryans. But I remember trying to talk to a Ryan.
Do you say that out loud?
Does anyone speak Elvish?
No.
Stand
No?
by. Negative.
Hold on. I'm going to give you.
Okay, I guess I'm saying that out loud.
I'm going to give you this one. I'm going to post this handout. This guy was in the Sleeping Giant.
Mhm,
Boy.
mhm. Fat
Yeah.
boy. I remember him.
Angus. All right. Now what were we just talking about? You were all right. No, you said something, Elrin, out loud. You were talking about Ryan.
Yeah, I mentioned Ryan. How I asked about Ryan, and I was told that he didn't know any Ryans
Okay.
in the red brands.
Okay.
So
I
either
wasn't sure if
they're
you were asking Elsa
operating.
about Ryan or not.
We get as Elrin mentions the name Ryan. Does she respond at all?
Yeah, if he says the Ryan out loud, she'll say, "Oh." Yeah, she'll say, "Oh, Ryan, I know him." Titus. Go ahead.
Titus didn't seem to know him.
Oh no, Titus knows him very well. Titus was the one that told him to keep an eye on me after the events.
That. What events?
The murder.
Besides the. Oh, okay. It was the murder. That makes sense.
Right. So you saw Ryan sitting alone at the tavern. Just recap. You saw Ryan sitting alone at the tavern, and he seemed to be busy working. He wasn't enjoying himself like everybody else was. That kind of fits together with what Elsa was saying. Ryan was there to keep an eye on Elsa.
Which could be a reason that Titus did not mention knowing any Ryan.
Or just didn't want to tell you.
Or just didn't want. Yeah, I mean, there's that. That is a valid point. Although I'm so likable that everyone wants to tell me things.
Sure. Speaking of which, any more questions for Elsa?
Do you mind if we look around the room for any clues?
By all means. She just kind of sits on the bed and waits for you. She seems stressed. Well, she seems relieved. Kind of just takes a deep breath, lets it out.
Following Aegilus's lead in looking for like a mark of from a projectile, looking out from this balcony, is there any what do I see in terms of something that might be of equal or greater height where a projectile could have come through?
I have been looking forward to this roll for
This perception
weeks. I have been looking forward to this. I have been looking forward to this roll, this investigation roll that you're about to make, Crass, I'm assuming.
Yes.
For a very long time.
We have someone to give an
Guidance.
advantage.
I actually debated on whether or not this should be multiple rolls, and I think it will. We'll see.
How many would it be multiple? Test me.
You know what? I do feel
Would
like
perception help?
2, 3. That's going to be different.
Probably
I
not.
mean, he
this
got a
is-
26. Let's see what the guidance says.
Come on, 30, 30, 30.
I want 4. I want 4 more. If we're going to do them for each spot.
Okay.
And the guidance.
You do get guidance for every single one then.
Yeah.
26, 22.
Oof. That's
Or not
pretty
26, sorry, 22, 22.
Going to be short.
I'm going to burn my inspiration on that one.
Okay.
All right. So
Ooh.
Okay. These are all above
all right,
20.
how many? Okay, so I got
Oh.
1, 2, 3. I need one more.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Good. Here we go.
The lowest is a 26.
Proud of you.
No, sorry, 22.
All right. Oh, I wish I would have actually written out the dialogue. I had like in my head, I had how I was going to describe it, but I didn't write it down. All right. Crass.
And Antoine.
And Antoine. All right. Detectives.
Oh, whoa. Detective and assistant.
Inspectors.
Well, I mean, he's a private investigator. He's not exactly a detective.
All right, party. You peer out the open window. You kind of stand where Morgan would be standing, and you can visualize everything. Suddenly, what was a beautiful day, a beautiful, bright and sunny day in Phandelver, turns into a dark and stormy night. You can hear thunder crack in the distance. Crass, you lean in a bit, look out the window, and you notice the balcony. You make your way over. Looking inside from outside, you can see that it's dark on the outside, but brightly lit on the inside of the bedroom. It would have been like shooting fish in a barrel.
Stand here.
As you scan from the balcony, the town of Phandelver, you see directly across from you, 150 feet away, Town Master Harbin's tower. An easy shot. Any commoner with a bow. Any commoner with a bow. I swear I'm going to mute everyone. Any commoner with a bow from on top of this tower could have made this shot. The sleeping giant, 200 feet away. Even with the storm, a reasonably lucky shot could be made from a commoner.
Chefe, for the love of God,
Ooh,
can you
sorry.
like try
I
to
thought
get like noise suppression or something?
Actually, I kind of want to do. I'm going to do these from here. Did I move you over?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Indeed
like
you
this
did.
idea better.
Great.
Let me
It seems like we have a minor noble who is involved in an assassination.
What were the other areas?
working on it. Town Masters, 150 feet. Sleeping Giant, 200 feet. Any commoner with a bow or a crossbow could easily make that shot. Alderleaf Farm, a silo at Alderleaf Farm stands out to you. 300 feet away. A reasonably trained marksman could make this shot, even in the dark and the rain. And finally, 500 feet away, Tressendar Manor looms over the town of Phandalin. A miracle shot. Nothing short of magic and a well-trained sniper could make a shot like that. But not to be ruled out.
But you'd need someone that well trained, I believe, to kill someone like Morgan that quickly. He did not seem like a novice.
But considering of looking over here,
One last
and can't. Oh, go ahead. Continue.
one last spot. The balcony itself. As you stand scanning across Phandalin, you turn around and look through the window. This spot, the spot you're standing, could easily execute someone inside the room. And the ladder leading down on the outside makes for an easy escape. That's what these yellow marks are, by the way. That's a ladder. This balcony and this ladder are all outside. You'd have to. This does not lead inside. This literally leads to the side of the building, like an alley. All right, that's your.
Looking to Antoine as we decipher the different angles in which this could happen. Crass will walk over. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to ask before you have this conversation. Do you want to be on this map or the Phandalin map?
This one's fine.
Okay, go ahead.
For this next part, Crass is going to then move over here, and look at this angle. Turn around to the back of the door. Is there any marks in the back of the door?
There is not.
I will look to Elsa. Elsa, was there an arrow or bolt in this room afterward?
No.
So it would seem he got hit by some kind of magical thing or whatnot, as there was no evidence of a projectile.
Precise.
She seems surprised. She hasn't pieced that together, so she's like, I don't know. He just had a hole in his neck, and I tried to stop the bleeding, and that was that.
Sam, in your world, since all magic bows and other projectile weapons generate their own arrows, do those arrows disappear?
You've seen it first. Yes. I believe you've seen it firsthand.
So if he was shot with a enchanted magic crossbow or bow, there wouldn't be an arrow left, right?
Correct.
Precise.
Okay. When he was shot in the neck and you looked at him, did it seem like it went straight through and an exit out the back? Or was it just like a simple slit of the neck?
Looks like it went straight through.
Perhaps.
Or you know what? She wouldn't word it like, because again, she doesn't know that it was an arrow that did this, or a bolt, or whatever, or a spell. So she's only describing it in terms of this is what I saw. So she'll tell you that there was definitely a hole in the front and the back.
Perhaps.
She's only just now like realizing like, oh, it could have been an arrow, but there was like, oh, it could have been an arrow, but there was no arrow left. Like she had like not.
It could have been a magic bow. Is there any mark in the ground?
There is not.
Perhaps
so
we could corroborate with the body. Now that we know where to look for that wound that caused his demise.
Indeed. Okay, so we know Paige and Greska had a magical bow or crossbow. Was it Ryan also had one as well? Is that correct?
Correct.
What about the assassin we saw?
That was Paige.
No, that was
the other
Lael.
one. Paige was the caster.
Lael, yes, Lael.
Did Lael have a magic weapon?
Yes.
That was the one.
I'm really being generous, reminding you.
The reason I say is because, as I recall, One of them had a magical short bow, and another had a heavy crossbow.
Yeah,
Perhaps an analysis of the wound would reveal, even without the ammunition itself, caliber were the producing weapon, or it would at least allow us to rule out.
Well, if anyone can figure out what caused that wound, it'd be Crass.
Given the amount of decomposition so far, it might be difficult, but we can try. See if we can figure that out. Was there I think the only person we have left to talk to, well, we need to go to that farm with the silo and also to the mayor's place.
Well then, have we used up enough of Miss Elsa's time, or are we moving on from here now?
Elsa, the last thing I have here for you. How often does
What's up, Slade? Thanks for the membership.
Oh my gosh, does the sleeping giant close from leaking roof? It seems that that place is pretty run down, and it might be a commonplace.
How often does the sleeping giant close down?
Yeah. Does it seem to be just happen here and there, or was that a strange occurrence?
It happens every once in a while. Actually, no. Sorry, correction. No, it's always had a leaky roof.
And it was just this time that it happened to close down?
Yeah.
Huh.
Thank
Hey,
you,
Sam,
Elsa.
how long would it take for someone to get down from the balcony using the ladder and get back inside the...
Let's
Wait,
find out.
Are you asking Elsa
say-
or the DM?
Well, let's find out. I was asking you. Hence the hey, Sam.
I didn't catch
do
the
it.
hey Sam.
Okay.
30 seconds, if that.
So Elsa would definitely still be trying to save his life. And our assassin could get back in there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I didn't give you the percentages. I'll get back to you on that. The percentage, like the likelihood of each. But the most likely is the balcony.
I think if it went completely through his neck, it sounds like it would have gone through his spine also, although I can't be sure. Can I ask Elsa what part of his neck was hurt?
I think we have a better way of ascertaining that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, she does. She's not a physician. She's just like on the back.
Do you know a road brand named Leo?
No. Sorry. Wait, no. She would know. Yeah, I've heard of her, but never spoke to her.
She wasn't there that night.
She was quiet.
Was she there that night downstairs when you asked for help?
No, not with Titus's, no.
Did any of the red brands, when you got down, did they look like they had just gotten in from outside? Were they wet or?
All of them. Yeah, everybody was at least a little bit wet. Except Toblin.
Hold on.
All right, wait. Back. What was your question again, Chris? Was Lael there?
Was Lael there downstairs when she had asked for help?
All right, so Lael was not with Titus, but she may have been at the bar.
We could ask our noble bartender. See if he happens to remember that. bartenders are shockingly sharp when it comes to just about everything.
I will nod and say thank you to Elsa, and I am done. If anybody else has any questions for it, go ahead.
Hey, lizard.
Thank you for your time. I will be exiting via the balcony.
You exit the balcony, and you
Like I
are
go down the way that someone might have gone down if they were on the balcony that night, just to see, notice.
Sure. You could get a reasonable estimation. You could get, accounting for rain and darkness and mud and what, all factors, you could get from the balcony inside the tavern in 60 seconds if you're in a hurry, 2 minutes casually.
Look like
What if you were... Sorry.
look like it would be a pretty exposed route. Is there any alleys or places where you might dispose a weapon or something like that?
Yes, so the ladder goes straight down into an alley, and then it comes out to the road, and then you go around to the front.
No stash in there or anything?
You do not see one.
Okay.
I don't see why they would need to stash their weapon either. Would it be quicker if you were, say, a trained assassin?
Excuse me, I'm extremely trained,
But you're not an assassin.
but I'm a very good climber. I say extending a pseudopod needlessly far out from my body.
So just to
Okay, I can see
reiterate,
some uses for that.
Elrin, you're asking me if a highly trained assassin would have an easier time getting down from this balcony. Yes, they would.
Okay,
We'll cut the time in half.
Coincidence?
I think not.
You see how they
All right.
almost hit the triangle?
So, could we take another look at the body and see if we can rule out any particular caliber of weapon?
Sure.
So
Let's go.
we go back to the body to take a look.
All right, back to the body, which is being well preserved. Let's roll a medicine.
Ooh, look at the gentleness of that repose.
Can you guys see?
I only have +2.
Can you see the marks that I put on the map?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead and roll an advantage, Chippy.
I only have +2.
Oh, I should I do the medicine?
Whoever
Yes.
got higher than you.
I have. Okay. Where is it? Not there. And with guidance, I should be able to push that a bit higher.
Yeah, 15 is enough to gauge that it could have come from. Actually, you know what? Give me a history. DC 20. Well, some person. It doesn't have to be
History.
you.
Who's good at history?
I got a +4.
Dang, I'm tempted to make it 25. Do 20. We'll do 20.
Anybody else have more than that?
I don't have proficiency even.
Rolling it.
Guidance.
Oof. Can you get a 4?
Okay,
Try the
maybe.
guidance.
Oh no!
damn
You're gonna re-roll that. I'm gonna use my inspiration on you, bud.
You're rolling.
Re-roll the history, not the guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you
yeah.
can re-roll guidance.
Okay,
go.
nice.
There we go.
I'm so glad you got
Okay.
that.
So total 25.
25 now.
That wound could have come from a bow, a crossbow, or a gun.
I pull out the gunpowder
Okay.
that
Hey,
I have on my bomb that we took. I don't know if we with goggles there would be to do. I look for some.
You're like
breaking
cutting
up
out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking to see if there might be any residue from gunpowder since I have this gunpowder, this bomb thing.
On the body?
Yeah.
shot
Not
residue isn't exactly
not
visible to the naked
not
eye.
a chance. That body's been hanging from this tree was hanging from the tree for days in the rain. There's no hope of narrowing down the weapon, what kind of weapon it was at this point.
So arrow, bolt, or gun.
Yep.
Arrow, bolt, or bullet.
A advanced gun, how far could it shoot
You're unsure.
As
accurately?
far as the gun is advanced.
Thank you.
I mean,
Is there an exit wound out the back of his neck?
There is. Definitely went through. Looks like it went through the front, broke the whatever
Spinal
spine,
cord?
the brainstem.
Oh,
Went right through the
oh,
brainstem.
the exit wound. Is the exit wound bigger or the same size as the entry wound?
You can't tell.
Ah,
Clever, but I'm not giving it to you.
Okay. Now,
So
if it was a
sorry, go ahead.
if it was a magical gun, would it also not leave a bullet?
yes.
Correct.
Okay.
I feel like as
I
an
need one of
artificer,
those.
I'm
Imagine
familiar.
Given that we have opened the door to the possibility that this was done with a gun rather than with archery, the note that it was during a potentially
Thunderstorm,
very
yeah.
loud storm could easily cover up the sound of the gunshot.
Roll an
I was
investigation.
going to. Yeah, I was going to ask if potentially
Investigation.
a clap of thunder could cover that.
With the mention of gun, this investigation. Ooh, a 27, man, killing it. With the mention of gunpowder, crass, this eliminates the need. How do I word this? If the murder weapon was in fact a gun, it would eliminate the need for training. A commoner could use a gun from the manor. Yeah, no, we'll say training. Yeah, a lucky commoner could make that shot from. We'll just say, yeah, a lucky commoner could make that shot from the manor. Sure.
Wait. So there's a chance this guy was just JFK'd?
I don't know what that means.
That's
Just
suboptimal.
fucking killed. No, fucking kidding.
Yeah, but like shot from a decent distance.
You have from the balcony, you have 5 potential locations, including the balcony itself, and 3 possible types of weapons. Go forth with that.
Seems like a good time to go kill a dragon. I'm just kidding.
No, we definitely don't have time for that fight. Sadly.
I'm joking.
I think that's a good stopping point. You guys got covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Sure.
So our questions we need to answer. We've been to Sleeping Giant. We've been to obviously the Stonehill Inn balcony, and we need to go to both where the silo is and the Alderley Farm, the Town Master's Hall to talk to that. And then if we wanted to go to the Transcender Manor, we could do that. Yeah, those are the 3, and then we just need to find out who has a gun, if there's a gun involved, because those aren't very cheap and everywhere. And then also who would have a magical, and all of these items. And it can't be just a gun; it has to be a magical gun, because there was no projectile left.
Indeed.
Correct. It
Could
was probably a magical weapon or the projectile, or she was lying.
But we didn't
I
find
forgot
any.
to get an insight on that. Damn it.
Well, she
we-
had no idea. She was just putting together that it could have been an arrow or something.
I will
Isn't that
note
right?
we did not notice any impact anywhere in the room.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So I ruled out that she was lying because it was both new
Yeah.
information for her and no evidence of it.
Also, anything strong enough to rip through his spinal cord and spine and just like go completely through his neck is going to leave a mark on the floor or the wall. So
I don't know. It could have stopped through it because that's still like a lot of like it's hard to get through bone as is, and especially like the loss of power you have over that distance is still great enough to like stop past the skull. He doesn't have to go straight through.
if it's gonna have a complete
Listen,
exit
I
wound?
can assure you I did not give it this much thought. So if there's any inconsistencies, by all means.
Yeah.
I am not an
Occam's
expert. I am
razor,
not a
boys.
ballistic. I'm not a ballistic expert. Just go with the information that I've given you. There was no projectile. There's no marks.
Through Sam's expertise, they didn't shoot a mortar at it.
There was a cannon.
How
at
do
the
you know? Have
woodworkers.
you ever seen someone shot in the neck with a mortar?
I don't think there's a neck to look
See?
Okay. Could it have been someone
I mean-
firing a gun from the cannon?
I mean, people who are shot with a mortar in the neck are all over the place. Literally. Kind of just spread out a large area.
I'm not going to ask you to elaborate. What did you guys think of that?
That was awesome.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
information.
Yes,
It was. You did.
I'm not good at mysteries. I'm leaving
That
it up
was
to the
good.
professionals.
That was
I
fun, guys.
swear to you, Steely, I thought there was a crack in that wall, and I've seen this before somewhere.
That would have been funny.
That was a lot of fun. I do
Yeah.
have to get going real quick, but I will chat with you guys in chat. But that was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Take it easy, y'all.
Celia. Thank you, everybody.
Take care, bud.
Later, y'all.
Later.
Killing the
So-
stream. Later, stream.
Indeed.